sports,
Anime.
Media entertainment.
The whole world, look around you. Look at this. We created this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Same Convo, the podcast where we talk everything sports, anime, media, and entertainment. It's your boys, Kenny, Carlo, and Bamba. And this is the sports segment. You know, the best time of the year, in my opinion, is coming to the end. The NBA season.
Oh man!
Which means we're finally at the finals.
Whew.
And I got one question. How did those predictions go?
We were all half right.
Right. It's
I
only
was ready to talk shit too. But if you what?
Okay. I'm gonna say Celtics in 7 because I hope it's the Celtics in 7. I hope it's gonna be Celtics in 7. But if I have to if I want to do a real answer, then I feel like Warriors are gonna win in 6.
I'm dead. Before we even get into like the breakdown of how we think the finals are gonna go, I wanted to talk about the teams that made it to the playoffs and that almost got there but did not. And in your opinions, what they need to add or to do, to get ready for the next season and possibly compete.
Thanks.
Again. So I wanted to start off with the Phoenix Suns. So I don't know if y'all know this, but DeAndre Ayton wanted to get a max contract, and they refused to give it to that man. He's going to be a free agent this season. If y'all were in his shoes, would y'all try to stay? Try to get the bag somewhere else?
I think what's the name? The reason he's going to test free agency is because he didn't get the max, right?
Yeah.
Which I believe is much deserved for what he's done for that team, and then also just what he's done as a center in the league, or how he's like just elevated himself. Honestly, like if I were DeAndre, and I'm definitely testing free agency. It's like, if you're not going to give me the money that I want, I'm going to go try to get it somewhere else.
Right. What you think, Kenny?
DeAndre Ayton. How many years? This is like his 5th year?
I think so, right?
Will this will be like his 5th year?
It's only be either his 5th or his 6th. I'm not too sure.
Max contract. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a good center.
Original first pick.
Oh man. So I want to say test free agency, but he's on a championship contending team, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
I think with the people on the Suns, you can't really. I think it's selfish of him to ask for a max contract. You already got Devin Booker, who's going to get a max for sure. He's a star player. You got Chris Paul, who's going to get a veterans max if he doesn't retire or leave. So I think it's kind of selfish if he gets a max, because then you can't even try to potentially get somebody else for the offseason. You can't even potentially try to move some pieces around and have some money left over, because if you give a third max, and you ain't got no money left, now you got a bunch of scrubs left on the team. So I think he should either leave or be cool with less than the max, because that's ridiculous.
And overall, what would y'all say the move should be as an organization for the Phoenix Suns to potentially improve that team? Because really, I feel like we thought they were gonna be further than this into the playoffs, and it wasn't pretty. But what move or piece could they add to potentially from that team? Yes.
I mean, this is their 2nd year in a row being number 1 in the West. Essentially, having the same team, couple like I think 1 or 2 new pieces. I think at the end of the day, if they lose DeAndre Ayton, then they need to find a good center that's going to do as much or more than what DeAndre brought to the team. That's still going to have that. It's just like I don't think they need to do much, especially if they keep DeAndre Ayton. They just need to play better basketball.
But who
At
could
the
they
end of the
get?
day,
There's nobody that's not already a superstar. I think DeAndre Ayton is like the perfect level center to where if you go anywhere above him, you're gonna be trying to go for a superstar. But anywhere underneath, you're gonna get a bum.
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as you get a good, solid center, I feel like you can still do. Kenny, I don't know if you want to look up. Can you look up who's gonna be in free agency?
No, I'm not, even if they're not even if they're not in free agency, like above him is what Embiid, Jokic.
I would say you could take an Andre Drummond to that team.
No,
all you need is a center, a solid center.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah, he's not a center. That's a power forward.
I almost slapped this man. Fuck Blake Griffin.
Who to say, Carlo?
I was saying, like, if we're going like all based off people that can just play their position, put up good rebounding numbers, and play defense, Andre Drummond.
I'd rather have Clint Capella than Andre Drummond.
Clint Capella, like I'm saying, they just need a center at that point. A center if they lose DeAndre Ayton, but if they keep him, like I said, I don't think there's much for them to do. They just need to play better basketball. They got outplayed in the playoffs this season. And their 2 biggest stars were mediocre. Chris Paul averaged 9 points in the last series that they played. Devin Booker wasn't able to get that team over the hump by himself. Like they just need to play better basketball at the end of the day, because the role players still did what they needed to do.
Yeah, they were there.
They played their roles. You feel me?
But for one team in the West to another, I'm gonna move on to the Mavs. I honestly have been really surprised with them. Like, honestly, there is nothing you can really say about the Mavericks this season. I think that, first of all, it was just one superstar, Luka Doncic, and he carried that team till, they were stopped by the Warriors, and really losing to the Warriors, bro, like, it's just, yeah.
Facts.
You run into them, it's unfortunate. But what can y'all see them doing during this offseason? I really like towards the future, because I feel like, with Luka Doncic being so young, really there was no rush, if I'm being honest. What could they do to improve that team and really compete next year or in the future?
If I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I don't know who's going to be in a free agency pool this season, but if there's nobody, they need another star. Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie cannot be a 2 and 3 option. As much as both of them have contributed this season in these playoffs, they can be a 3 and 4. They can't be a 2 and 3. He needs a second superstar. And they tried that with Porzingis. Porzingis' problem was he was injured all the time, more than Anthony Davis. You feel me? So if Luka gets a solid superstar and they start playing better defense, I promise you we could be talking about them in finals contention in the next couple of years.
But what kind of player would you get? Because
I'm tired of the same question. Kenny, I don't know who's going to be a free agency.
Look.
I mean, right now,
not to be free agency. What I'm going to say is Luka Doncic has a playing style that's similar to James Harden's player style, minus passing. So when you have a very ball dominant, I'm going to shoot the ball type player, what kind of player do you get in this league? But
which James Harden are we talking about? Houston James Harden, or because if we're talking about Nets, I would say he's more similar to Nets.
I'll say he's more of a Houston James.
I think it's more than Nets, because in Houston, Harden was. Hear me out. Harden was majority scoring. I think he was averaging like 5 and 6 assists. Versus where he's going over to the Nets, he's still putting up 22, 23, but he's also averaging 8 to 10 assists a game. So it was like in the scoring aspect, yes, but Luka's also averaging a good number of assists with his scoring. It's just that you can only do so much passing to where you're not getting enough contribution out of your role players. But I feel like if he has somebody one of the superstars. It doesn't have to be a ball dominant superstar. It could be a great wing player, a great superstar wing player, or somebody that's also just willing. If they're also ball dominant, willing to give up some of that freedom to Luka since they're coming to his team, or if Luka wants to kind of do the Kyrie thing to where when they all joined up in Brooklyn, Kyrie moved to the shooting guard and James Harden became the point guard. You feel me?
So who would you like to see on that team, Carlos?
I don't know who. If I could. No, go ahead.
I was gonna go ahead and give y'all like a few players that are gonna be available in the market just to make it a little easier.
Yeah.
So we have Carmelo Anthony, who's gonna be Malik Monk is also gonna be a free agent. Bruce Brown, I don't think let me keep what I had to say to myself. Marvin Bagley, the third. Lou Dort, but he's on the team option for OKC.
Right.
Colin Sexton, Cleveland. Miles Bridges was restricted. Jalen Brunson is a free agent.
Like I said, he's a number 3 or 4. He's not a 2.
Zach LaVine.
Oh,
That's a free agent.
DeAndre Ayton, a free agent. And so both Jimmy Butler and James Harden have player options. And I don't think we're really going to count that because I don't see those two.
And also,
Butler would try to fight Luka down.
If I can add to what I said earlier too, they need more than a second player and to get their defense together. They also need a real center because Dwight Powell cannot be 6'8", 6'9", being your center, and Dwight Powell is not going to be able to guard even to the most decent centers.
Dwight Powell's not 6'8", 6'9".
How tall is Dwight Powell?
He's about 6'10", 6'11".
Okay, well, again, do you want Dwight Powell as your starting center?
If Draymond Green can do it.
Oh my God!
Because really, the Mavs really lost to Looney. If I'm being honest, on offensive rebounds.
Yeah, Dwight Powell 6'10".
Yeah,
got a big issue there.
Not going to be my starting center if I'm putting the team together.
So we're gonna run the diagnosis through one last team before we move over to the LA Lakers. Because I always gotta touch on our team. Unfortunately, right now the L in this stands for
losers, losing asses.
New Orleans Pelicans. They had a solid run. They got a young, exciting team. And they're the talk of I would say, this offseason, really, with their young superstar, Zion Williamson, who has not played during this season, but is going to be, fortunately, getting the opportunity to renew his contract. Now, it's been a lot of talks as to how New Orleans is going to handle that contract. Are they going to offer him the full, the max contract? And I even heard talks of them having a football approach to the contract and really just making a big offer, but not fully committing to the max with Zion because they're not really sure of his future and his health.
Right.
Now, what's y'all take on that? Would you, if you were in their shoes, really give Zion the max, secure it, give him, or would you also have your doubts?
I will wait a year. I want to see a full season.
How is he eligible for a max contract?
You said, how is he what?
How is he even eligible for a max contract? This will only be his second year in the league.
Potential.
Williamson.
Potential.
No. There is a time limit you have to go before you're even eligible for a max contract, though.
Do you know that, Kenny?
Yeah.
How long has Zion been in the league?
This would have been his second year.
Because it's an extension, I hope you know.
This would only be his second year because Ja Morant was rookie of the year last year. Right? Or am I tweaking? I might be tweaking.
We'll find out.
I mean, Like I said, the reports have said it because I saw that earlier too. Likely to receive a Joel Embiid type max contract. So, but yeah, like I would wait a year. I'd wait.
I gotta see something first. My man's ain't did nothing since his first year, and he even played the whole first year. So
Yeah, he ain't played the whole first year. Granted, I liked what I saw the first year. Like he had, of course, most of his points were scored in the lane in the paint, but he had I'll say decent, I won't say solid, decent shooting. And he was
averaging
like
27.
This man is 6'7", bullying grown men. I remember when they played the Lakers when we still had JaVale and how he snatched the ball out that man's hand. I said, "Oh, you serious?" Yeah, no, like that is a man-child with superstar caliber talent. I would just wait a year to see how his health goes.
So just some clarification on his contract. He has 2 more years to go, but he's already eligible for the extension.
So he's eligible for an extension, but he's not eligible for the max yet.
No, but that's the thing. They're going for almost $200 million.
Facts.
Which is crazy.
So yeah, I would.
Man is on a James Harden diet. This man, no, he's out of shape and everything. Hell no.
But when I think they showed that video of him like back in shape, back in the gym. That man looked good.
But is he in shape though? Like, do you see how he lands and stuff? Because I don't think that like Zion's issue is really running or even jumping. Like he can't do that and the windmill and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him being able to like shift and like really like bounce, like really like land and shit. Like small stuff like that you see him limping or like running in an awkward way.
Facts. I think that's just size. I think that's just beefiness.
Because really, the Pelicans, like, if you have him on the floor and he's able to produce with Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, and the few young pieces they got this season, bro, they can have a solid run in the West.
That's what I was about to say that too. If CJ is playing solid, what's the name? Brandon Ingram repeats or does better than what he did this year. And then Zion Williamson comes back healthy because we already know he can. They damn near could get. I'm gonna commit to a half hot take right now. That's what I'm gonna commit to half of it. New Orleans Pelicans will be in the Western Conference Finals next year. I'm gonna commit to half of that. I will give myself until December to let y'all know if I fully want to commit to that or not.
What the fuck is that?
Carlil, name one player off their bench.
Jose Calderon. Got your stupid ass.
Name 2 players.
What's his name? What's his name? Last name is Jackson.
That's his first name.
Jackson Hayes.
That's his first name.
I knew it. So don't try to test my fucking knowledge.
Okay. Even so, Jackson Hayes is a scrub.
And that's why he's on the bench, Kenny.
It doesn't matter. You need bench players to come in and score. Your starters need rest.
He's a scrub if he was a part of the starters, but he's not a scrub coming off going against other bench players. He's okay. I ain't gonna say solid. I'm gonna say okay. Everybody can't be superstar level caliber, Kenny. Everybody can't be a Tyler Hero.
I'm weak. Okay, so this is like almost my last topic of the day. We're gonna talk about the 2023 NBA finalists, the LA Lakers versus whoever they're gonna be playing at that point.
Why you gotta play with me, bro? Like, fuck you, Bombo, bro.
We're gonna have the same teams we had last year next season.
You say what?
We're gonna have the same people next season except for Melo.
And really, that's my question, because I saw that today, supposedly, the Lakers are ready to put Russell Westbrook in the package for Donovan Mitchell, but they're not ready to add picks to the mix. And I also know that, we've heard news of our new head coach.
Darvin.
No idea who he is, if I'm being honest with you.
Mr. Ham. That's that man.
So I wanted to get y'all's thought on, y'all saw y'all feelings on those 2 facts, our new head coach and potentially us trying to move Russ.
Nobody wants Russell Westbrook.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think we're gonna be able to move Russ. I don't. I think because Will was a part of the coaches' interviews. They asked him how they were going to be able to incorporate Russ into the success of the team. I don't think they're going to be able to move him. But if they do move him, I would like one or two options. The Donovan Mitchell trade package sounds great, but it's not going to happen. The trade package to get, what's the name, Zach LaVine sounds great, but it's not going to happen. And then the only possible trade that makes sense for us that could only happen is the John Wall trade. And I would definitely rather have John Wall than Russell Westbrook. But we're not going to be able to move him. As far as the team, I think they're going to do better. Darvin Ham is a defensive-minded coach. That's exactly what Boston Celtics have in Ime Udoka. So I feel like defensive-minded coaches just make the team better, especially when the parameters that goes along with his coaching contract that wasn't a part of Frank Vogel's, the fact that he'll be able to pick his staff, the fact that he'll be able to have power to say say what he wants and that actually be in effect. No influence from the office, a part of selecting, little influence when it comes to selecting the team, new people to come on. And then there was one where they had one of the owners coming in and sitting in on coaches meetings and shit like that, and sitting in on film meetings. That's not going to happen anymore. So I just feel like with that new structure and without the front office being involved in the organization, it's going to come up a little bit. We definitely need to add some good, pieces that we can afford. We can't afford shit right now. And then I also think a big thing for us too is what I saw when the Lakers were playing this past season is just no structure. Usually when you send in your bench, they have some structure to keep you afloat. But it's every time LeBron came off the court, I'm not even going to say the starting five because starting five sucked too. Every time LeBron came off the court and those bench players went in, there was no structure and they would just make everything worse. But Kendrick Nunn is coming back. With Kendrick Nunn back, being able to lead that second unit, I think it's just going to be a whole lot better.
That man been going for so long, I completely forgot he was.
He was gone for one season, guys. Shut up.
He was gone for too long. What injury does he even have? Nobody knows.
I don't know. Not at all.
Nobody knows. He got traded and then got hurt.
Facts. But I have faith in him just because of I won't say an X factor, but he was a good player when he was on the Heat in the bubble. He was putting up some buckets, making some good defensive plays, making good passes.
If I can have any advice for the Laker Nation, if you're a Laker fan, next season brace yourself. Find you another team to root for. Get you some dubs under your belt because
you need to find a closet team. Everybody if you're a Lakers fan, you need to have a closet team.
Yeah, get you a few different jerseys. You can throw them away after next season, but
thanks. I had two teams this season. They both did not do well. One got swept first round in the East, and the other one didn't make the playoffs. They got beat in the play-in by the niggas that got swept.
You're just gonna be like Kenny, stressed.
I'm stressed based off what Carlil just said. I don't know. Kendrick Nunn was a good player. He was all right.
Kenny, I didn't. All I said was good.
No, let me finish.
I said was good, but you about to make it seem like I said he was like this.
I don't know if he is the player to lead the second unit.
What? Who would you rather lead your second unit?
What are my options?
No starting point guards.
I'd rather Malik Monk lead the second unit.
Malik Monk needs to, if that's the same team, he needs to be a starter. That nigga needs to be a starter. That man was a second scoring option.
That man should have been a starter. I think that was one of the big issues we had this season too.
That man, he's like that. Like that.
Well, based off what we saw, he came off the bench most of the season, so I'd rather have Malik Monk play to lead that second unit.
Carly, I'm not gonna lie. If you got the same unit this season, next season the person that should be leading second unit needs to be Russell Westbrook.
The thing is,
It's not gonna happen, most likely.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I agree with you, but I got to be realistic here. They're not about to put that man on the bench.
They need to. That would be key.
I hope they do.
That would be key in a lot of ways.
Right. Because I promise you, Russell Westbrook by himself can make a second team look good. It's literally just going to look like his years at OKC and Washington, leading a team. Like,
I mean, just that's what I was saying. Let him on the floor with the second squad. Yo, whatever the thing that you used to do it. Run them off the court, but I need you to play your heart out the same way you used to do. You'll be on offense and on defense. But this
Facts.
that's your time to shine.
Facts. Go crazy.
But I'm gonna finish this segment by having y'all lock in your prediction. I feel like, we already kind of have our predictions, but let's lock in our predictions.
We got to predict already? Jesus Christ.
It's the finals.
Oh, wait, for finals prediction. Okay, I thought you were talking about for next season.
Oh.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. We got to predict the whole season in advance.
I was about to say this.
Yes, sir. We can if you want.
No, I do not.
Thanks. I'm gonna say what I said earlier. My hope is Celtics in 7, but I feel like it's gonna be Warriors in 6.
I gotta go Warriors. I'm putting Draymond on Jason Tatum. I'm shutting him down. We're not shutting him down, but I'm slowing him up.
I hope they do that too, and watch this man Jason cook him.
I would say Andrew Wiggins on Jason Tatum.
Watch this Jason cook him too.
I'm putting Andrew Wiggins.
That's the more realistic matchup than Draymond.
It is. That's what the matchup is going to be, though. That's what it's going to be.
I'm putting Draymond on JT, and I'm putting Wiggins on JB.
Oh yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Jaylen Brown will cook your ass. Yeah, that nigga be going off.
Putting Wiggins on Jaylen Brown. Y'all are tripping, but Marcus Smart's gonna be the X factor.
It sucks that they don't have Gary.
Who's guarding Marcus Smart? Nobody.
He's not an offensive threat. The issue is Marcus Smart's going to be guarding Steph. That's the issue.
The issue for the defensive player of the year?
No, I'm saying for the Warriors, the issue is Marcus Smart's going to be guarding Steph.
Okay.
He's a good defensive player.
Look.
I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a tough one. It's probably one of the best matchups we could have had in the playoffs, really.
Wait. I don't know. Okay, so who's guarding Clay?
Don't nobody need to guard Clay. Stop it.
Whoa, what?
Y'all really being serious right now?
Man who just got 30?
I need y'all to tell me a series where y'all watched it in full, because yes, he's had good games. That man has not had a great playoff.
He's doing what he needs to do.
Okay,
who's guarding Jordan?
No, Kenny. He's doing enough.
Who's guarding Jordan? I would say out of, for example, let's say 10 playoff games, right? Mm-hmm. He's had 6 where he's been the average, I would say. But he's had 4 where he's pulled him out of it.
I
I
understand. There's a reason why he is coined Game 6 Clay. So what I was about to say, you don't have to worry about Clay until Game 6.
No, man. You don't have to worry about Clay every now and then. That's the thing I feel like that's the whole thing with Warriors. Even Steph has been having like terrible playoff, if you're being honest like that. Like his average has not been great. But that's the thing with them. Like you cannot allow them to get hot at all.
They got too many people.
Second they get hot, they kill you. You're dead. Like you cannot stop it.
I agree with you. I do. Y'all can say it. I'm not going to say that Klay Thompson is somebody this year. You definitely need to keep your eye on him for sure. But I'm not going to say that's one of my priorities are going to be, what's the name? Steph, as far as scoring, Steph and JP.
That's what I'm about to say. Who's guarding JP?
Jaylen Brown.
And who's guarding Wiggins?
What's the name? Jason Tatum.
Nah, I'll see Jaylen Brown probably guarding Wiggins. Them two going together. Jordan Poole might be on Wiggins. That's more likely than Draymond Green, I think.
So if we hold on, if we go off the starting for Marcus is definitely guarding Steph. Clay, I'm not worried about him right now though. That's the only thing.
Clay, Horford.
I'm not worried about him. No, Al is definitely going. Especially Draymond's been starting right at center.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot hour for Horford.
But no, I think for this series they're thinking about starting Kevon Looney. So that's going to be doing, because I think Kevon Looney is just like he's heavier than Al Horford. So I think that's just going to be a challenge for him.
But Draymond is still going to be on the floor. You know that.
Yeah, and that's what.
Jordan Poole that's not going to be starting.
So based on, I think I need to see if Robert Williams is starting, because if Robert Williams is starting, I don't know. I don't necessarily need him to. I just need him to do the same thing Draymond doing, because Draymond's not going to be my scoring threat either for me.
Y'all picks. I need it. Lock him in.
Warriors and 5.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow, that's a hot one.
You know why? The rookies always
Why?
choke. The young team always choke when they get to the NBA the finals.
You want to put 5 on that?
I'll put 5 push-ups on it.
Hey.
Okay, now if we're gonna do this, let's
be done live.
You said what?
I said the push-ups are gonna be done live.
All right, let's do 100.
Hey.
Let's do
I'm
100.
the referee.
If we not gonna bet money and we betting push-ups, 100 Warriors and
I
5.
bet you 100. Wait, in 5? Okay, but I gotta be so specific. No,
You
fuck
just
that.
said
Wait, listen. The reason is, if they sweep the Celtics, I still lose. I have too much margin of error. I have no way.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
I'm not betting. I have too much margin to lose in this bet. That is a dumb bet. Fuck no.
you, bro, but you said it.
No,
You said
I'm
it.
not doing that. No, I'm not betting. You have okay. I have a 1 in there's 7 games. I have a 1 in 3 chances of winning.
I put my bet on that, Kenny. I put my
I
bet.
have a 33% chance of winning, while you have a 66% chance. I don't like those odds.
I mean, hey, that's just how life is. You shouldn't have said it.
No,
So bet, look, we doing that. We look.
no,
make
I didn't
sure
check
you
on
pay
it. I did not
attention
agree.
after the
Y'all see
finals.
this video of me not agreeing.
9:03 p.m. June 1st. If the Warriors do not win in 5, Kenny is going to do 100 push-ups on IG
I
Live.
did not agree to this, so it's not happening.
Back to you, Lamba.
I'm dead. But what you're saying? What you're saying then? You're picking Warriors, then, Kitty, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Carla? You doing Celtics?
I hope, but Warriors in 6.
You want to bet on that? You want to bet 100 push-ups?
No, no at all. Because I'm not as confident as you were.
No, I'm not. I said no. It's just it's cool. I don't know. I'm still arguing it.
This will be safe on this one. I'll go with Warriors, but I'm gonna say Game 7. And I'm not gonna lie, Celtics might be the best team the Warriors face so far in the playoffs.
Facts.
Who did they see first round?
The Warriors?
Warriors had an easy streak during the
No, I'm saying their hardest series was against the Grizzlies.
I think no, they saw them first round, didn't they? No.
Second round, I think.
Second
Second
round,
round.
second round.
Grizzlies.
They
First
beat
round was
the Nuggets.
The Nuggets. Yeah, Nuggets and the Grizzlies.
Nuggets not an easy dub.
For the Warriors, the way they handled it,
The way they did that.
it was just Jokic. Jokic was out of he couldn't keep up with everything going on. You got Jordan Poole, you got Klay Thompson, you got Steph Curry, and everybody else was balling. Gary Payton was balling back then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, my fault. Go ahead.
What are you about to say? Who
do you get to stop Jokic? They didn't have no legit big man.
But they didn't really need to stop Jokic like that, because the man was out here dishing and shit. And the Warriors, the thing about the Warriors, you just have to worry about stopping them, defensively, because whatever they do, when you go back on defense, you can't stop them. They're gonna be pouring onto you. Whatever they get it going, they get it going. And usually that's what happens with the Warriors. They beat themselves because they just can't get it going at all.
The third quarter Warriors.
That happens. But yeah, that's all I had for the sports segment. Make sure y'all check our other segments. Anime segment coming through with Kitty and the media entertainment.
Wait,
Carlo.
Carlo has anime.
I realize it through their eyes. It's okay.
See how you do me.